People's Court, weeknights on Nashville's Channel 2.
AIDS in Hollywood. Is panic taking over in a business where physical contact is often part of the job? Good evening, I'm Ted Koppel, and this is Nightline.
People are terrified. The whole community is terrified.
Are people working in the entertainment industry at greater risk than the general public? That story tonight, as well as the latest pictures and information on the devastating earthquake in Mexico.
Building started to shake, and then I noticed the plaster falling and the lamps were shaking, and my clothes started falling out of the closets, and I ran from the hotel room.
This is ABC News Nightline. Reporting from Washington, Ted Koppel.
Before we turn to our main topic tonight, that Hollywood benefit for AIDS research, a quick update on today's disastrous earthquake in Mexico. In a matter of some 4 minutes, Mexico City looked as though it had been hit by waves of fighter bombers. At one hotel alone, more than 100 foreign businessmen and tourists are believed to have died when the hotel simply collapsed in on itself. It is much too early for an overall casualty count, too early even to know how many communities throughout Mexico were hit. Understandably, communications have been badly disrupted. We turn, therefore, to the Office of Emergency Management in Houston, Texas. Dick Hawkins is communications officer for that facility and has been in communication with ham radio operators in Mexico City throughout this day and evening. Dick, explain to me how and why you've been gathering this information.
Okay, Ted, we have a lot of families here in the Houston area, local Hispanics that have relatives in Mexico City, as well as many tourists down there. And the only communications links we've had into Mexico City today has been by amateur radio on the 20-meter amateur band.
So what you have got then is kind of a collection of what all the amateur ham operators have been feeding you on what's happening in Mexico.
That is correct.
All right, give us the essence of it. What's the latest that you have?
Okay, in Mexico City, the major damage is in the downtown area, mainly the hotel districts down there, and also the part of the city that is built on the lake where they use the landfill. That's where the most severe damage is, which is roughly in the downtown area. As far as the outskirts of the city, the industrial areas, they seem to be okay. And also from Acapulco, we found out that all the major hotels along the beach are in good condition, some damage, and the major damage there has been in the business part of the city. Also, we found out earlier that the airport is closed. We have a lot of American tourists that are still trying to fly up and down there. This as of about 2 hours ago.
And in Mexico City itself, we have already seen some of the footage from there. Indeed, we're looking at some of it right now. I wonder if you could just fill in the blanks a little bit in terms of some specifics. What are some of the stories you've been hearing of what's been going on down there today?
Okay, this morning, or just after the earthquake, of course, there was a lot of injured people there in this rubble. And the authorities there are digging through this rubble, removing the people at this time. Of course, this has been going on all day. And a lot of the hospitals were damaged very severely there in the center part of the city. And they have been moving injured people out to the outskirts of the city where they have emergency medical facilities set up.
What kind of heavy equipment have they had available to them? Because as I understand it, and as we see it, there are huge blocks of concrete that have fallen down there, and entire buildings have collapsed. And for all we know, there are still hundreds, maybe more people trapped under there somewhere, correct?
That's correct. I would imagine this rescue effort will probably go on for several days from the reports we're receiving here. They're supplying their own equipment at this time, bulldozers, cranes, and things of that nature. Of course, how many they have, we don't know.
What about the subway system? Mexico City, of course, has a very intricate subway system, and the earthquake hit, as I understand it, at 7 o'clock this morning, would have been peak rush hour time. Do we know yet what's happened to those people?
That's correct. The earthquake occurred about 7:15, which would be 8:15 our time here. And the subway system, there is damage to it. We've had reports that there are people trapped in the subway, and the folks are now trying to dig into that system.
What about injuries? What about deaths? What kinds of numbers are you hearing?
We've had reports of anywhere from 150 to 1,000 fatalities, possibly even more. Injuries, we have no way of knowing at this time. The Red Cross is conducting a survey down there, and we should receive the first survey reports by in the morning.
Now, Dick, you and I have only talked about Mexico City and to a lesser extent about Acapulco. What about some of these mountain villages between the two cities?
The reports in that area, those areas have been very sparse so far. We just don't have a lot of information out there. I understand there was one small village outside of Mexico City that a church collapsed, and there were several fatalities there, and that's just about the only thing we've had out of the outside area.
All right, well, you've had a very busy day. I know it's still a very busy evening, and I'm much indebted to you, Dick Hawkins, for joining us this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll turn to our principal topic tonight, AIDS and the entertainment industry, its special impact and terror in Hollywood.
This is ABC News Nightline, brought to you by Ford.
Ever since man invented machines to move people, he has sought new ways to defeat the wind's resistance. And now there's a totally new aerodynamic design for this age. Ford brings you the age of Aerostar. Aerostar. Take it to the school. Take it to the campsite. Take it to the movies. Take it to the lumberyard, or take it to the max. Yes, anywhere you take it, Aerostar proves its versatility. Aerostar! Ford Aerostar.
It's true, you know, American industry needs energy to grow. But imported energy is unpredictable. It can even be taken away. So our industries are using more electricity from resources found here at home, like coal and nuclear energy. And we're all using energy more efficiently. Efficiency, coal, and nuclear energy. That's homegrown energy America can count on.
The war is over and the high-price competition has surrendered because nobody beats the prices you get at Country Boy Waterbeds. Look at this bookcase waterbed, only $169, or your choice of these 3 beds priced at only $199. This good-looking waterbed ordinarily sells for over $400, or these 2 beds are usually more than $450. Don't get soaked by one of these losers. Come to the victory sale at Country Boy Waterbeds.
At Country Boy Waterbeds, we just want to say, if you ain't sleeping on water, you water.
It's the news you've waited for. Now at Star Chrysler, Plymouth gets 7.5% financing on most all remaining new 85s in stock. 7.5%, the lowest in the industry, or factory cashback rebates to $1,500 on select models. 7.5% on Fifth Avenues, on LeBaron GTS, on Lasers, on Reliant Ks, on Horizons, and Turismos. It's your choice. 7.5% financing or factory rebates to $1,500.
But remember, you got to call us now, 259-3300.
The millions of dollars raised from this summer's Live Aid for Africa concert still have not been spent. Many rock fans want to know why. Tomorrow on World News Tonight.
There is a major benefit underway in Hollywood tonight, a black tie affair with performances by stars ranging from Cyndi Lauper and Rod Stewart to Carol Burnett and Sammy Davis Jr. The purpose is to raise money for AIDS research. And although actor Rock Hudson won't be there, he's too ill, it is his battle with the disease that seems to have galvanized concern in Hollywood about AIDS and created a willingness to try to do something about it. Concern may indeed be too mild a word. Panic could be more appropriate. Here's Gary Shepard.
The glitter and glamour of Hollywood, the place where dreams are made. But in recent months, the movie capital's world of make-believe has become a nightmare, struck with a wave of fear generated by the grim reality of AIDS.
People are terrified. The whole community is terrified. Anyone that goes into the hospital, the first thing they say now, it's AIDS. I have a friend, very famous photographer, that went in for pneumonia, and I must have gotten 22 phone calls. It's AIDS, it's AIDS, it's AIDS, AIDS. And it isn't. It's going to be very difficult now.
Of the more than 13,000 confirmed cases of AIDS nationwide, well over 1,000 have been reported here, many of them inside the entertainment industry. Hollywood agent Mike Marshall, who represents many top movie and television stars, found out he has AIDS 3 months ago.
It felt like somebody took a butcher knife and pushed it through my heart. The shock was so great that I was breathless.
The news last July that Rock Hudson is suffering from AIDS sent shockwaves through Hollywood and generated scores of rumors about other stars. Burt Reynolds became the target of a whisper campaign and went on television to deny he has AIDS. The disease has become the main topic of off-camera conversation on Hollywood sets. Many performers are worried about contracting it. Some admit they're even afraid of being asked to kiss somebody new on the job.
I probably wouldn't like it. You know, I probably wouldn't like it. You know, to be kissing someone that I don't know.
But the fear goes beyond simple stage kisses. What really scares performers is the thought of doing intimate love scenes like this one from the feature film An Officer and a Gentleman, produced a few years ago before the present panic set in. AIDS has prompted a noticeable change in the industry's social whirl. The so-called Hollywood kiss is rapidly disappearing at dinners and cocktail parties, and there are few insiders who don't know someone suffering from AIDS. Only last week, a doctor was brought onto the set of the CBS soap opera The Young and the Restless to help calm the AIDS worries of the cast and crew. And earlier this week, the AIDS backlash prompted the Screen Actors Guild to call for a meeting with producers because of persistent rumors that gay actors may be losing work.
I would call it preventative medicine. That as the fears mount, that we want to make sure that no segment of our membership becomes an inadvertent target.
It is a panic that will grow.
Screenwriter John Block says he has actor friends who have lost roles because of the AIDS scare.
They tend to refuse to hire those who are gay for fear that, for instance, a gay man may come down with AIDS and be unable to finish a picture. He may not be able to do a series on television. So they shy away from hiring those that they know are gay.
Hollywood executives deny there's been any organized discrimination against gay performers, but just the possibility of a blacklist has caused a certain amount of paranoia. If a gay actor were even thinking about revealing himself, now we are told he has retreated even further into the closet. Psychologist Rob Eichberg says gay actors are frightened. If they contract AIDS, they'll no longer be able to keep their homosexuality a secret.
All their anxiety that's been there always about that disclosure is going to come to the surface. How will people react to me? Will I lose my job? How will my family react if the family, for example, doesn't know they're gay? And beyond that, if it's somebody in the entertainment industry who's a public figure, it's a much more public experience of coming out.
Gay actor Michael Kearns decries the double life many of his colleagues are forced to lead to hide their homosexuality.
I could not go on a set wearing a wedding ring and talking in a voice which is a register lower than the one I speak in, trying to convince people that I'm heterosexual. And it goes on. You know, every set that I'm on, I will find somebody who I've, seen 2 weeks earlier at a gay party doing their butch straight act.
I find it reprehensible for me to have to lie about my life to work, to have a job. I don't want to wear the wedding band that's fake.
But this gay actor, who often plays the wholesome family man, husband and father in television commercials, says he's forced to continue the masquerade.
What would happen to your career as a performer if instead of doing this interview in silhouette, we showed your face on television?
Well, I feel very strongly that it would be over. That the people around me, the agents or the managers or just the casting directors would say, can't use this person.
Actress Zelda Rubinstein, who played the role of the psychic in the movie Poltergeist, thinks any performer who has AIDS should make it known. But she admits it's not that easy to do.
As long as we keep feeding this public fear and making it a shame to be sick, the shame is that we're not doing enough to get rid of the disease.
Rubinstein has been spearheading the LA Cares campaign to spread the word to gays here to be cautious in their sexual encounters.
Now, Mother wants you to play extra carefully because some of your friends are getting very sick and their mothers can't ever make them better.
Hollywood is no longer running from AIDS, but confronting it.
More young men in New York, more young men in their 30s die of it than cancer. And the tabloids scream that movie starlets will sue the victim they kissed. And we spend $1 billion on the B-1 bomber and $1 billion on a computerized tank that won't work and less than 1/5 of that on a cure for a monster that has loosened our population. And we shake our heads and say, oh, those fags.
This season, the first television movie about AIDS will be running on NBC.
I have AIDS.
And others are now in production or development. All day today, rehearsals were underway for the big fundraising dinner here, being hosted by many of Hollywood's top stars. The strategy is to put AIDS on center stage.
We didn't choose to get this. We didn't choose to be gay either. We are. And that's something that people are going to have to look at.
We're not spreading disease. This is not God's judgment.
AIDS is one monster Hollywood did not create. Those inside the entertainment industry are just as frightened of it as people elsewhere in the nation. Here at the benefit, they hope to raise $1 million for medical research. If Hollywood could make a dream come true this year, it would be to find a cure for AIDS. Gary Shepard for Nightline in Los Angeles.
When we return, we'll be joined by actress Morgan Fairchild, by Hollywood columnist Marilyn Beck, and ABC News medical editor Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Yoo-hoo, doggy.
Yeah, that's right. We're those crazy Swedish chefs here to put a smorgasbord in your bowl.
The new smorgasburger. First we chop the cheese and chicken. Next we grind the beef and liver.
Then we mix it all together.
Now you got the smorgasburger. Smorgasburger. Ja, das ist the smorgasburger.
Chicken, cheese, beef, and liver.
Ja, das ist the smorgasburger.
New smorgasburger from Kennel Ration. It's like a smorgasbord in a bowl.
Here's where America gets confidence installed. Sears. Right now, save on a muzzler muffler. Now only $14.88 installed. Heavy-duty shocks are now only $8.88 installed. A Sears two-wheel brake job with a limited lifetime warranty is only $59.99. And save 50% on Sears Super Guard radials. But hurry, these prices are too good to miss.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Announcing the Beaman Lincoln Mercury grand opening. Now through Saturday, every night till midnight, it's a celebration of savings, prizes, and gifts. 7.7% factory financing plus Beaman closeout discounts can save you up to $5,000 and more. Register free to win daily cash prizes, $1,000 to be given away. A luxurious full-length mink coat is yours with the purchase of any new Beaman Lincoln Continental or Mark 7. Don't miss the 3-day grand opening celebration sale now at Beaman Lincoln Mercury on Franklin Road.
For those special occasions, there is a very special place, the Heritage House Smorgasbord. Whether it's a rehearsal dinner of 25, a business meeting of 50, or a banquet of 500, you'll find spacious private rooms at the Heritage House. Choose from a wide selection of luscious salads, savory entrees, and fresh baked desserts. The friendly Heritage House staff can make your special occasion very special. For a family of 4 or a banquet of 400, there's no place quite like the Heritage House.
This is Carrie at Office Furniture Warehouse. We've been serving Nashville now for over 6 years with low prices on top quality office furniture. We've grown because of you, our customers, who've put your faith in us. As our way of saying thanks, we've got some extra special deals for you in our summer-fall catalog. It's full of desks, chairs, files, everything for your office. If you haven't received it in the mail, call us and we'll send you one. For the best prices in town on office furniture, look for our summer-fall catalog and stop by either location of Office Furniture Warehouse.
Joining us live now from the Bonaventure Hotel in Los Angeles, where tonight's AIDS benefit is taking place, actress Morgan Fairchild, whose credits include Flamingo Road, Paper Dolls, and currently Falcon Crest. In our Los Angeles bureau, Hollywood columnist Marilyn Beck. And in our Boston bureau, ABC News medical editor Dr. Timothy Johnson. Marilyn Beck, it sounds to me as though Hollywood is going through a serious case of schizophrenia right now. On the one hand, this big benefit tonight to draw attention to AIDS, and on the other hand, people running helter-skelter in every direction to hide from it. What is going on out there?
There is a terrible fear. It's permeating the entire community, and many people have said to me, why then are so many people rushing out to support this AIDS banquet? I think a lot of it has to do with fear. The faster we can discover, if not a cure, at least the cause of AIDS, the sooner this fear is going to stop washing over the community.
All right, but you're a lot of intelligent people out there, and the actors and actresses and the producers are smart people. Do they really believe, I mean, based on everything that has been, we'll bring Dr. Tim Johnson in a little later, but based on everything we've been told, it is not passed on by the kind of casual contact that normally takes place on a movie set.
Ted, I have to tell you that restaurant business is down, that the kissy Hollywood cocktail parties are no more, that people are using straws when they go to cocktail parties instead of drinking out of glasses. There's hysteria out here. And this is an emotional community. I mean, we've discovered this before.
All right, emotional, yes, but Morgan Fairchild, as I said, smart. You folks know better, don't you? You really do.
Well, I like to think that we do. I think there has been a certain amount of panic because of the nature of the disease and how much of it is not known, the things that are not known about the disease. One thing they do know, though, is that it is not what is considered a highly contagious disease in medical terms. It's a very difficult disease to catch. So I think some of this panic is silly. It's not something that you're going to catch standing next to someone on a bus or living in an apartment building with someone. It's not something you catch just by being around someone or even a casual kiss on the cheek.
All right, having said that now, do you agree with Marilyn Beck that nevertheless there is a fear pervading the Hollywood community?
I have not seen some of the things Marilyn's talking about. However, I've been isolated on my own set, so I haven't been out at some of the places she's been. I like to think that people would find out more about the disease. That's hopefully the purpose of this benefit tonight. It's the purpose of all the focus of all the things that are going on right now about AIDS, is to try to get the public to take whatever panic or fear they're feeling and turn it into education about this disease. The heterosexual community has a very smug attitude in many cases of sitting back saying this is a gay disease, I don't need to worry about it. That's false. Panic in the streets is ridiculous. A little precaution should be taken.
Are things actually changing, Morgan, on the set? Are fewer kisses, are fewer love scenes being written into movies or into television scripts now so that actors and actresses can avoid this kind of thing? Are you using different camera angles? Is it not quite as explicit anymore? Is any of that happening?
Ted, I'm using the same old camera angles I've always used.
Listen, if I were you, I would too. It's worked very well for you.
Thanks. I haven't played too many nuns lately, so... no, I think that the kind of really crazed love scenes that you see more in films sometimes may be being toned down. I'm not privy to a lot of the scripts that are being written right now, so I don't know what kind of demands are being made by other people. I hear rumors some actresses are refusing to kiss gay actors, some actresses are refusing to shake hands with people. Some of this is certainly ludicrous. It cannot be caught that way.
Go ahead, Marilyn.
Morgan, are you saying you would feel no hesitancy about romance, love scenes, kissing scenes with a new actor who might come on the set?
Marilyn, what I'm saying is that I think a certain amount of precaution should be taken as far as really heavy-duty kinds of crazy kissing scenes, which we don't really do that much in television. They're just too sloppy. But that kind of thing that you often see more in movies. As far as I'm concerned, I would kiss someone, but it's heavy exchange of bodily fluids. Now, you can get around that very easily with a television kiss.
All right, let's get specific now, and Dr. Tim Johnson, I want to bring you in on this. What are we talking about here? I mean, even if you engage in a passionate kiss, the most passionate kiss you can think of, can AIDS be transmitted that way?
We have no evidence that it can. It's certainly the most reassuring bottom line fact to date in terms of the variety of contact we've been talking about is the fact that not a single healthcare professional or family member of an AIDS victim has contracted AIDS through this kind of contact, that is everyday normal contact, including hugging and holding.
All right, but I mean, you know, you and I, Tim, have been around this particular rosebush once before. What I'm asking you now is, and there have been some pretty passionate love scenes on television, in the movies, if that kind of thing were being carried out, would that engender any kind of risk?
I cannot guarantee that the exchange of saliva in a deep kissing scene might not transmit AIDS. I personally doubt that it would. I would be very surprised to learn that someday. The amounts of the AIDS virus that we find in some saliva samples seems to be so small as to make transfer almost impossible. But until I could absolutely guarantee that, I guess I would advise against that kind of scene. I would not be concerned about contact skin to skin. Right. I might not advise it for other reasons.
Kissing someone on the cheek, no problem.
No problem.
Drinking from somebody else's glass at a cocktail party?
I probably would personally, at this point, simply because of the fear around, suggest that that be avoided when possible. But I certainly would not hesitate to sit down and have a meal with somebody eating at the same table. I might not share eating utensils. Again, I doubt that the chance of transfer is existent, but I guess given the fear, I would advise against it.
Marilyn, I want to go back to a point that was made in Gary Shepard's report a moment ago, and that is the allegation, at least, that some producers now are concerned about hiring gay actors because they fear that actor may have AIDS and therefore may not be able to make it through a long series or even through a long movie production. You're an observer of the Hollywood scene. Have you detected any of that?
I don't think it's that reason at all, Ted. I don't think they're concerned about the gay actor. I think they're concerned that they will not find actresses willing to work with that gay actor. And obviously, legally, no one can discriminate against anyone. But I think that is happening. I think the gay actor is finding a harder time getting a job today.
But you've heard what Morgan Fairchild said. She doesn't detect any of it, at least in her limited community. On the set of, well, what were you talking about, Morgan? Falcon Crest?
Falcon Crest,
But
yes.
you know a lot of other actors and actresses. What are you hearing? What's the gossip?
I have heard some of what Marilyn's talking about, of certain ladies in town refusing to do love scenes with gays. And for my money, it's ridiculous to do that. They have not established that AIDS can be passed by saliva. Although they've isolated the virus in saliva, they have not been able to prove that it's passed that way. And I think, as I said before, that the main thing is for a lot of these very intelligent people to sit down and do some reading on the material.
But Morgan, the thing that is scaring everyone is that they haven't been able to say, as the doctor just said, it definitely cannot be passed by kissing.
No one can say it definitely cannot. It's following a general pattern of hepatitis B, which actually can be transmitted by kissing.
Whoa, so hold on just a second. I'm not sure that's so. Is it so, Tim Johnson?
No, I don't think one can compare the infectivity patterns of hepatitis B with AIDS, although there are some similarities. I think the only fair statement we can make is that there is no evidence today that it's transmitted by saliva, but in terms of theory, we absolutely cannot rule out. I'd make
but I mean,
one other
on hepatitis B, my understanding is that while the virus is carried in saliva, it is not communicated.
That's right. Okay. I would make one other observation about the discussion you've just had, that from a strictly medical viewpoint, there is legitimacy in terms of concern about a homosexual's past sexual life and how it may affect his future. There is no concern about his passing on any current infectivity via normal social contact.
All right. I thank all of you very much. Morgan Fairchild, Marilyn Beck, Dr. Tim Johnson, as always, a pleasure. Thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Every day you rush, my lady. Every day you race.
A good night's sleep on Sealy's Best can help you experience your best.
You're pushed, you're pulled, but you do your best, and you do it with such grace.
Because Sealy Posturepedic is uniquely created to give you sheer comfort to ease the day's stress, you'll experience your best after you experience Sealy Posturepedic.
You do your best, and you do it with such grace. Your days go by fast. Your work never seems to end.
That's why Whirlpool refrigerators are designed to make your world a little easier. Our most advanced model has a new monitoring and control system you can program for maximum cooling, and our famous no-fingerprint doors. Whirlpool, quality appliances.
We're making your world a little easier. Whirlpool makes it easier for you.
For over 30 years, Tupperware has revolutionized food storage. Now we've revolutionized food preparation.
Tupperware, now you're cooking?
Introducing Ultra 21 Ovenware.
Tupperware, now you're cooking.
A unique new material lets you freeze, microwave, and even bake at high temperatures.
Tupperware. Now you're cooking.
Ultra 21. It's guaranteed for life.
Tupperware, now you're cooking.
Call us for a free demonstration.
You can see it in her eyes, those sad looks that she wears.
I'm not scared.
We'll see you through those little fears with extra special care.
Is that gonna hurt?
For eye care they can trust, more people look to Pearl than anywhere else.
We'll see you through it all, 'cause it's something we all
Maybe
share.
I wasn't made of scared.
Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
AIDS, Virus of Fear, a special series on the public panic and the medical truths. All next week on ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
I'm David Hartman. Reverend Weir is a free man, but what about the other Americans held in Lebanon? We'll have more tomorrow. Also, Priscilla Presley joins us and Jane Fonda on Good Morning America.
And tomorrow on World News Tonight with Peter Jennings, some rock fans are asking why all those millions of dollars collected last summer in that Live Aid concert haven't been spent yet. That's our report for tonight. I'm Ted Koppel in Washington. For all of us here at ABC News, good night.
I'm Jim Duffy on American Television and You. Imagine looking at 50,000 commercials and 3,000 hours of television programs. Our Broadcast Standards Department does that each year. We screen every minute of entertainment and commercial material before it's broadcast to see if it's appropriate to put on the air. This balances your freedom as a viewer with our responsibility as broadcasters. It's a powerful combination, American Television and You.
This has been Nightline. Nightline is a presentation of ABC News.
You're letting all the heat out.
From the series of best-selling suspense novels by Robert B. Parker.
What do you take me for?
Pretty handy guy to have around.
Robert Urich is Spencer for Hire. Premiering tomorrow at 9, 8 Central.
There are no minor emergencies when someone you love is involved. That's why the Baptist Emergency Pavilion treats all problems, big or small, with immediacy and an advanced level of care. And now a new pricing structure means lower charges for smaller problems. 24-hour emergency specialists are on duty so that all patients are seen by a physician in a matter of minutes. And on-site X-ray and laboratory facilities ensure prompt test results. Big or small, Baptist is there to help immediately.
Whew, tough day.
Looks like it.
Smells even worse.
You don't smell so bad.
Yeah, right.
Woof, hold your breath. Awful. Come on, Tide. That's a nice new scent.
Introducing new Fresh Scent Tide. On tough dirt or tough odor, new Fresh Scent Tide won't quit.
You smell so clean. That's a good-looking shirt, mister.
Tough dirt or odor, new Fresh